The Slovenian superstar takes his 12th stage win in the Tour de France in his career.
He is a man with exceptional talent in cycling, a rider who became a global sensation in 2025 after winning the UCI Road World Championship, held right here in Kigali, Rwanda.
This is the moment, Vingegaard!
But before we deep dive into his incredible cycling abilities, let's ask, who is he? When was he born? Where did he grow up? And how did he rise to become a world-class cyclist? Today, I'm going to tell you everything about this young man from Slovenia, from his personal background to how he fell in love with cycling at a young age. Make sure you subscribe to The Purpose so you can stay with us every step of the way. My name is King Saint, and I will be your host in this episode. Welcome.
It was a really good experience coming here last week already for the time trial. There were some ups and downs, but...
Tadej Pogačar, born on the 21st of September 1998 in Ljubljana, Slovenia, is known across the cycling world by his nickname Pogi. Today, he is recognized as one of the greatest riders in the history of the sport. Pogačar rides for UAE Team Emirates, and his list of achievements is astonishing. He has claimed victory in 4 editions of the Tour de France, the Giro d'Italia, and has won 9 one-day monuments, including the Tour of Flanders, Liège-Bastogne, Liège, and the Giro di Lombardia. Twice, he has pulled on the rainbow jersey of world champion. What sets Pogačar apart is his versatility. He is equally comfortable in time trials, the classics, and the toughest climbs of the Grand Tours. His dominance has drawn comparisons to legends such as Eddy Merckx and Bernard Hinault. In 2024, he joined an elite club by achieving the Triple Crown of cycling, winning the Giro d'Italia, the Tour de France, and the World Championships in the same season. He remains the only rider in history to add 2 monuments to that remarkable achievement in the very same year. The following season, he became the first cyclist ever to win both the Tour de France and the World Championship road race in consecutive years. From his earliest days, cycling was in his blood. Growing up in the town of Klanek, young Tadej followed his older brother into the ROG Ljubljana club at just 9 years old.
I really like to stay like 5 hours in zone 2.
True zone 2.
Yeah, and some trainings I would love to do just zone 2 and going non-stop.
His extraordinary talent was quickly noticed by Andrej Hoffman, a former world championship medalist and coach, who recalled the moment he saw the young Pogačar chasing down a group of older riders, not being dropped, but on the verge of lapping them. As a junior, Pogačar shone brightly. In 2018, he won the prestigious Tour de l'Avenir, the proving ground for future Tour de France champions. The following year, at only 20 years old, he stormed into the spotlight by winning the Tour of California, becoming the youngest rider ever to take a World Tour stage race. That same year, on his Grand Tour debut at the Vuelta a España, he stunned the cycling world with 3 stage wins and a podium finish. Then came 2020, his first Tour de France. What was meant to be a learning experience turned into history. Against all odds, Pogačar seized the yellow jersey on the penultimate stage with a breathtaking time trial. At just 21 years old, he became the youngest modern winner of the Tour, taking not only the overall victory, but also the white and polka dot jerseys in the same race. The following years confirmed his greatness. He defended his Tour de France crown in 2021, added monuments to his record, and continued to dazzle fans with his fearless, attacking style, an instinct he himself once joked was a stupid instinct, but one that defined him as a throwback to the bold champions of the past. His rivalry with Jonas Vingegaard became one of the greatest battles in modern cycling, producing unforgettable duels in the mountains of France. Yet, Pogačar's hunger for victory never waned. In 2024, he achieved the Giro Tour double, the first rider to do so in more than 2 decades, cementing his place among the immortals of the sport. Praised for his charisma off the bike and his relentless drive on it, Pogačar continues to redefine what it means to be a complete cyclist. From his childhood rides in Slovenia to conquering the roads of France and Italy. His journey is one of brilliance, courage, and history in the making. Tadej Pogačar is not just a champion. He is a phenomenon, a rider for the ages, and a name that will echo in cycling's history for generations to come. Tadej Pogačar was born in Ljubljana, Slovenia, and grew up in the nearby town of Klenek. From a young age, the bicycle was more than a toy, it was a passion. Inspired by his older brother Tylen, he joined the ROG Ljubljana Cycling Club at just 9 years old. Very soon, his extraordinary ability was noticed. Former professional and national coach Andrej Hopman recalls first seeing the young boy chasing a pack of older teenagers. What looked like a struggle was, in fact, brilliance. Pogačar was not trying to keep up. He was about to lap them. This raw talent developed quickly. By his teenage years, he was dominating junior races, culminating in victory at the Tour de l'Avenir in 2018, a race often called the Tour de France for the under-23s. That same year, he signed with UAE Team Emirates, who recognized him as a once-in-a-generation prospect. Early breakthrough. In 2019, at only 20 years old, Pogačar stunned the professional peloton. He won the Tour of California, becoming the youngest rider ever to claim a World Tour stage race. Later that season, on his Grand Tour debut at the Vuelta a España, he won 3 stages and finished 3rd overall. The cycling world had found its new star. The 2020 Tour de France. When the COVID-19 pandemic delayed the 2020 season, no one knew what to expect from the young Slovenian. He lined up at the Tour de France as a supporting rider for his team leader, but within days it was clear that he was stronger than everyone else. His duel with his compatriot Primož Roglič captivated fans, but the race seemed settled in Roglic's favor. Then came the penultimate stage, an individual time trial. Pogačar produced one of the most astonishing performances in Tour history, overturning a huge deficit to snatch the yellow jersey. At just 21, he became the youngest Tour winner in over a century, taking not only the overall victory, but also the polka dot and white jerseys. Overnight, he became a household name. 2021, a new champion emerges. In 2021, Pogačar proved it was no fluke. He defended his Tour title with authority, winning multiple mountain stages and wearing the yellow jersey for most of the race. That same year, he claimed victory in 2 of cycling's great monuments, the Liège, Bastogne-Liège and the Giro di Lombardia. He was no longer just a Grand Tour rider, he was an all-around champion. The rivalry with Jonas Vingegaard. The following years brought not only victories, but also fierce competition. His rivalry with Danish rider Jonas Vingegaard became one of the most compelling duels in cycling history. In both 2022 and 2023, Pogačar finished second to Vingegaard at the Tour de France, despite heroic battles in the high mountains. Fans around the world were glued to their screens as the 2 riders pushed each other to superhuman performances. Even during these setbacks, Pogačar's brilliance shone. He won the Strade Bianche in unforgettable style, attacking more than 50 kilometers from the finish. He conquered the Tour of Flanders, dropping specialists on the brutal cobbled climbs to win one of cycling's hardest races. Despite breaking his wrist in a crash at Liège, Bastogne, in 2023, he returned to fitness in time to win stages at the Tour and secure a bronze medal at the World Championships. The Golden Year, 2024. In 2024, Pogačar delivered one of the greatest seasons in the history of the sport. He won the Giro d'Italia and the Tour de France in the same year, something no rider had achieved in more than 2 decades. He then completed the Triple Crown of cycling by adding the World Championship road race, becoming only the 3rd man ever to achieve this remarkable feat. But he went further in the same season. He also won Liège, Bastogne, Liège and the Giro di Lombardia, setting a record that may never be matched. 2025, making history again. The following year, Pogačar's dominance continued. He won his 4th Tour de France, equaling legends of the past, and defended his world championship title. He became the first male cyclist ever to win both the Tour and the Rainbow Jersey in back-to-back years. By the age of 27, his Palmares, his career record, already stood among the greatest of all time. Riding style and legacy. What sets Pogačar apart is not just his victories, but the way he wins them. While many riders calculate and conserve energy, Pogačar attacks with instinct, often from far out, thrilling fans with his fearless style. He himself once joked that it was a stupid instinct, but it is this boldness that has brought him glory and made him beloved worldwide. His ability to dominate across every discipline, time trials, classics, and Grand Tour, recalls the golden age of cycling, when legends like Eddy Merckx ruled the roads. Like them, Pogačar is not confined to one type of race. He is a complete cyclist, a rider who can win anywhere against anyone. From the quiet roads of Slovenia to the grand stages of Paris, Milan, and Liège, Tadej Pogačar's journey is already the stuff of legend. But his story is still being written. In every race he starts, fans ask the same question: what will he do next? One thing is certain: Tadej Pogačar is not just one of the greatest cyclists of his generation. He is a phenomenon, a champion for the ages, and a rider whose name will echo through the history of cycling forever. The year 2025 carried huge expectations for Tadej Pogačar, but nothing tested him quite like the Road World Championships in Kigali. For the first time in the event's long history, it was held on African soil, setting a stage as beautiful as it was brutal. Pogačar arrived in Rwanda as the defending world road race champion, having seized the coveted Rainbow Jersey the previous year. He also had his eyes on the time trial title, but the individual time trial would not go his way. On the demanding 40-kilometer course, he raced against Remco Evenepoel, the reigning time trial champion. Despite a strong ride, Pogačar was overtaken late by Evenepoel and finished off the podium in fourth. It was a rare disappointment. Reuters +2, All Africa.com +2. But Pogačar did not allow that to define his week. When the road race arrived, he was ready. The race covered 267.5 km with over 5,400 meters of climbing, featuring punishing ascents, cobbled sections, and the altitude and terrain of Kigali that would stretch any rider's limits. Cycling News +3, Wikipedia +3, Gran Fondo Guide +3. He launched his decisive move with over 100 kilometers to go, first alongside two teammates. One by one, they dropped back, first Juan Ayuso, then Isaac Del Toro. With grit and incredible strength, Pogačar went solo with 66 km remaining. From that moment, he would not be caught. Reuters +3, Cycling News +3 by Worldnews.com +3. As the finish line approached, the toll of the course had split the field. Only a few kept pace, but none could close the gap to Pogačar. He crossed the line with a commanding lead, claiming his second consecutive road race world title. Remco Evenepoel took silver, recovering from earlier setbacks, and Ben Healy clinched bronze. Reuters +3, Cycling News +3, Gran Fondo Guide +3. Narrator reflective. This victory in Rwanda was more than another medal. It was a statement. Coming off a setback in the time trial, Pogačar transformed adversity into triumph. To repeat as world champion on such a demanding course, and on a continent hosting the event for the first time, added depth to his legend. At 27 years old, he once again wore the Rainbow Jersey, reinforcing his place among the all-time greats. The win in Kigali sealed a season already brimming with victories, the Tour de France among them, and underscored what many had begun to believe, that Pogačar's career was entering its rarefied heights.